When you hear the music play, you know it's time for me to say it's time for BW and who and the gold. So this evening we are here Friday night. It's football time. What can we say? The morning season for me is grieving is nearly over. Thank you, Lord, for this week finally being over. For all of you who sent me, I just can't even count the number of emails and Facebook messages and messages and
memes for days.
Yeah, memes for days. I just want to say thank you. Also, for those of you that are familiar, the Vanderbilt shirt has been ordered. We did at least find some small silver lining in the very dark cloud that was last weekend. The shirt is pink, and that's going to be for the breast cancer awareness. So
that's what we're going to say.
So starting next Saturday, I will be wearing a different color shirt. So.
Go Commodores, I think. Is that what it is? Go Doors? I don't know how they do it.
I got to tell you, and I've been watching sports a very long time, and I cannot think of in recent memory other than when Appalachian State went to the Big House and beat Michigan up there.
Yeah, that
was big. Other than that, I can't think of anything bigger. I will say this about my peeps in Tennessee. So a couple years ago, University of Tennessee in Knoxville beat Alabama in Knoxville, and they tore the goalpost and threw it in the river.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So last Saturday in Nashville, Vanderbilt beat Alabama, first time in like 1,000 years, and they
40
took
years.
the goalpost down, and what they do? They threw it in the river. So
I don't know.
I don't know what to think about that. Apparently Tennesseans like rivers. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway. Enough said. Congratulations to the Vanderbilt Commodores for pulling off what has to absolutely positively be one of the best all-time upsets, period. They will go down in folklore history as well as football history. So
I think that, at least Alabama wasn't alone. There were so many upsets. It was the week of upsets.
Thank goodness. And by the way, thank you, Arkansas. I will be sending all of the Arkansas people like Christmas cards because had they not beaten the University of Tennessee last week, my life would have been absolutely miserable, more miserable. But the fact that Tennessee lost as well kept the Tennessee folks at bay. And, well, before we get too far into this, let's do this. Let's take a break. We want to thank the Recovery Sports Grill for letting us be here as always. This is our new favorite bartender, Miss Laura, is going to come and share with you a couple things about what's going on here at Recovery Sports Grill.
So we do have some really great specials for football season this year. We do have $4 pints of Miller Lite Coors Light, $5 pints of Blue Moon, Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Monday is a great day to come in to Recovery Sports Grill Chesapeake. We have $1 chicken wings all day, open to close. With or without football, please pop by and visit us for that. You will not get a better deal anywhere else in town. Tuesdays, 2 tacos for $6. Wednesdays, we have a brand new chicken tender flight. You can get any 4 sauces that you like. Ours are homemade, everyday, fresh ingredients. Thursdays, we have our burger special, which is my favorite day of the week. $5 hit and run burger, $7 specialty burgers. And we would love to see you guys out here on any day of the week, specials or not, football or not.
All right. Thank you, Miss Laura. Come see them at Recovery Sports Grill. They do a really good job here. We certainly do appreciate them. And last week, let's talk about Gold. If you have a sports football podcast, you should be at least halfway decent at predicting who's going to win and lose, one would think,
Well, we're just as good as the rest of the country.
I think I had a losing record last week, to be frank with you. Mizzou goes to Texas A&M and gets absolutely destroyed.
So, I knew Mizzou's defense was sus. Like, I had watched a few of the games.
Yeah.
Their offense had been amazing.
On point.
And Texas A&M had a lot of hype coming in. The Notre Dame levels of hype, and they had been disappointing. And if this is the turning point, Texas has to worry now. I mean, Texas had Tennessee to worry about, right?
Yeah.
And then, other than that,
Not a whole lot.
No one.
Not a whole
But
lot left.
Now they're going to start sweating A&M. A&M always played them hard, and now they're.
It's a rivalry game. It's one of those rivalry games. You know,
It is.
Speaking of rivalry games, Auburn went into Georgia. Georgia was ready for them this time, 31-13. Georgia won.
Yeah.
We did call that one correctly. I think both of us had Georgia on that one. Ole Miss absolutely decimated South Carolina, 27-3.
South Carolina's been interesting. How do they go in and they're competitive against this team one week, and then the next week they look terrible.
Terrible.
I don't get it.
It might be one of those squads that just, well, I was going to say plays to the level of their competition, but they didn't against Ole Miss. Ole Miss just ran over them.
I mean, Ole Miss is ranked high now.
Well, yeah, here we go again. Up and down, up and down. As we talked about, Vandy 40, Bama 35. Couple things I was just disappointed, period. How do we let Vanderbilt score 40 points on Alabama? What's your thoughts there?
Well, all right, so time of possession, right? Vanderbilt had 42 minutes with the ball. Funny enough, they averaged 5.5 yards a play. Alabama averaged 8.5 yards a play and still lost. Ryan Williams looked amazing still. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
17-year-old kid. I
think he's a Heisman candidate. Absolutely.
I mean,
he
before
may not get it, but I think he's a candidate.
he's got to be in the talk, at least get some votes.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking SEC Player of the Year because he's 17, he's coming in, he's dominating, and then Diego Pavia is the new, in my book, he's number one because you know what? He made Virginia Tech. He ruined their season out the gate.
Yeah.
And then he's played well, even with losses. I mean,
I named him Player of the Week. I did.
Yeah.
For that exact reason. He has really, and this is a kid, by the way, who did not come out with he's not Arch Manning. This kid didn't come with a pedigree. He didn't come with a silver lining or a gold.
He's
whatever.
5'0".
Yeah.
He's Doug Flutian around here.
Yeah.
He's just out here making things happen. And you know what? I think I would be concerned if I was Alabama because I think that Vandy, they wrote the book. They wrote hey, guess what? Alabama can't stop the run.
Well, here's the other thing. When you look at Kirby Smart, you know that he's too good of a coach to get run out of a building.
Yeah.
And he brought the dogs back. And that second half, they outscored us all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
So if you look at the last 6 quarters, we are being absolutely decimated on defense. Our defense has got to step up. Now, South Carolina does not have a great offense. So if we go in there tomorrow and beat them 45-10 or 50-something to 3, okay, that's one thing. But if we go in there tomorrow and we win 38-35, somebody better wave the flag. We are in trouble.
I'm an Alabama hater. I hate Alabama like I hate the Dallas Cowboys. It is not like I'm going to find reasons to not like it.
Right.
But they have the most explosive offense in football right now. I mean, in college football.
Yeah.
Anyway, they are. I mean, they do. It's probably because of Ryan Williams.
And they're fun to watch.
They are. But not, what? Your boy
Milrose is good too on his own. He is because he can run and
dual threat.
He can do it himself. Yeah, dual threat. He can do it himself. He's got Ryan Williams. I mean, but they're fun.
The defense is sus, and the kid having the temper tantrum at the end of the game, the linebacker, I forgot his name, but
only because I heard the follow up to that is he did have a temper tantrum. For those of you that don't know, he threw his mouthpiece, he kicked the ball, he had a 8-year-old tantrum is what he had really.
Yeah.
But in his defense, he did apologize profusely.
Okay,
and several times. He since that incident, he has handled it. And I got to be honest, if I'm completely honest about this. I was doing the same thing in my living room. I really was. I was crying and spitting, and it was so. If you're not an Alabama cult member like I am,
there you go.
You don't understand the level at which
They say now stand with you do not do this game.
Here. That's happened in 15 years.
40 years for Vanderbilt, right?
And so all of a sudden, we're in a game with a team that we should not be in a game.
We've had that happen occasionally. That's okay. We'll live with that. You pull it out.
But
this time, you fire, you get hurt.
I'm just saying, look, if Malachi Moore, that's the linebacker, if he had that with Saban, at least have to ride the bench quarter.
I think it's fair. I mean, it wins in the game smartly, I guess.
But it's just there's not a dominant team. It's great. It's great.
I was going to say, one of the things that I'm not for the NIL other than except the socialist version, pay them all the same, get to that but oddly enough, the portal has brought a level of parity here that I was not expecting it so far this year.
Yeah, early on.
It's early, well, not really that early, but halfway through, it's brought a level of parity that I think is noticeable in that, Kentucky played Georgia to 1 point. Yeah. South Carolina knocked Vanderbilt knocks off Alabama.
Yeah.
Arkansas knocks off Tennessee. I mean, with the exception of Texas, who, by the way, still got to go. Tennessee and Texas are going to be a ball game.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's right. I think that's Tennessee.
That's not this week.
No, that's going to be a game. The parity in the SEC was made. Let's look at this week. Okay. Mizzou's got a UMass team they should be.
UMass terrible.
Okay. So South Carolina's at Alabama. I'm going to assume here that Alabama.
Yeah.
So assuming we reach,
South Carolina's not built to play with them. I mean,
neither is Alabama. And you got to feel like Alabama players, if they're anything like we, they're going to come back.
You know, maybe they got soft after Georgia. You know, maybe they got be the best. You know,
they're overpressed. Texas, Oklahoma, the Red River rivalry. This should be fun. They play a good game against each other. Kind of like Alabama. I mean, Texas is usually the better team, but sometimes Oklahoma really jumps up. It's a good game.
They announced that they're starting Quinn again, starting viewers. And who knows what will play? They had a bye, right? Last week.
Hang on. So Texas leads the overall series against Oklahoma 63-51-5 series. So fairly close. Oklahoma, I didn't know this.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma. Oklahoma has won 8 of the last 10. So we're sure about that. I would pick Texas for this one. I think Texas is at Oklahoma. They used to. They still played the Cotton Bowl. They used to play in the Cotton Bowl. That may still be true. But either way, I don't care where they play. I think Texas is usually a favorite, but I think it's probably a decent game.
Yeah. I mean, I hope. I guess it's. I don't know anymore. Last week messed me up.
Well, here we go. Mississippi State and Georgia. Again, I think Georgia is +5.
Yeah, Mississippi State.
This one could be interesting. Florida, Tennessee. Tennessee's they're tough to beat anyway. And normally I would have said Tennessee's going to be just pound, but we started to look at some.
So I think Arkansas, if you watch that game, they really tried to take advantage of Nico's youth, right? I mean, that last drive, they dropped 8 in the coverage. They only rushed 3, and they just I think that worked out for them. But to be fair, Arkansas's defense is elite. They have been all year.
That's true. I don't think Florida State. I think they should between the two weapons. I think they're going to score. Plus, this is a big rivalry. Tennessee folks ranked Tennessee, ranked Florida up there with Georgia and Alabama where they want to be. Ole Miss at LSU. That could be a fun game to watch. Could be a good game.
LSU. We just haven't talked about LSU. We forgot them in the first second week or whatever. So just talk about disrespect.
It is LSU.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. You know, they don't have Jay Daniels. They don't have Joe Burrow before that. They don't have the flashy.
Well, it's just a poke out. They did give us safe. I kind of like them. I mean, by way of Miami.
You know, Brian Kelly has been doing a good job down there, but his defense is there's not this
Kelly fan. So here's the thing. Ole Miss and LSU. It's likely to turn into a shootout. Going to be a good game. LSU is a tough place to play. Really tough. So that could go, a variety of ways. 2 versus number 3. Ohio State goes out to Oregon play. And here's a weird one. What I'm hearing is the travel teams of the West comes east. They have a quarterback whoever's doing the traveling is losing. And I don't know if they're into this or not, but I'm never these are college kids. They need to still else. That's that.
All right.
I really need that often. I'm just throwing this out there. Something I think it is ESPN talking about travel team coaches struggling. In fact, they think West Coast teams just hire consultants just travel. So anyway, should be a good ball game. Ohio State Oregon. Now I'm pretty sure Ohio State's there. They're going to be there. Michigan, I don't think they'll stay with them this year. I think Ohio State may run the table. If they do, they're certainly going to be on the top. For the playoffs. These guys are good. They are. This is the ultimate squad. Multiple 5-star guys. There's several Saban left. That's a nation spot. Those Saban bandwagon. But it should be a great game. Probably the game of the week. I would suspect game day out there.
I don't think. I mean, Oregon's fun to watch, but I don't think they're going to hang with Ohio State. They're just stacked. They really are. If anybody outside the SEC can do stuff, it's going to be Ohio State.
I think that's fair. A couple things player of the week. Obviously, we're going to go with Diego
Pavia, I think.
I'm not even going to give you some statistics on him because, frankly, he was Vanderbilt's quarterback.
He did the whole, he ducked Flutie all over y'all. He just, that's
terrible.
Well,
all right. So let's go to Coach of the Week. I gave it to Kalen DeBoer. The reason I did, our coach, and I'll probably do it before. I don't care. We'll do it again, and here's why. He is 4-1. That was his first loss. It was an absolute devastating. So I'm not going to lie. I think that it brings us into the conversation. All I'm talking about is expectations. Okay. If you were a freshman, any time while Nick Saban was coaching Alabama, during your 4 years at Alabama, you got a national championship. True. Every freshman that stayed 4 years at Alabama, you got a ring. Pretty good. I think sure that the only the conditions of that statement are you have to have been a freshman and then stayed all 4 years with Saban. If those two things are true, then you got a championship ring. Now, what it did for the Alabama faithful, like myself, is it gave us an expectation. Oh, wow, we're going to win the championship every year. Well, I remember in year 2, Nick Saban did a very angry press conference, and he said to the Alabama faithful, you guys need to wake up. We are not going to win the championship every year. It's not going to happen. He said, no, we're going to do our very best, and we're going to put the best product on the field that we can, but y'all need to have realistic expectations, and a championship every year is not realistic. It's not going to happen. Now, in his defense, the man gave us 6 titles in 17 years. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I guess.
But here's the thing. All right, so if you're an Alabama fan, Saban is now gone. Okay, so here this new coach comes in, and there's a lot of murmuring with the Alabama faithful that, do we really know this guy? Well, his resume is fantastic, okay? This guy's been a winner everywhere he's been. For me, personally, my expectation is I think we should make the playoffs. I think we have a talented enough team that a playoff berth should be something we should be able to get.
Now that Saban is gone, I would say in 3 years, I'll tell you. At this point, I'm just going to – this is leftover Saban stuff. This is all it is. With the exception of the defensive line, the whole front seven, Saban defensive front seven doesn't play games. I don't know what's going on there.
The defense is suspect. I will say that, period. But we have got some issues there that we absolutely need to face and deal with. But I think as far as, what is realistic for a first-year coach, well, here's my question to you. all right, Tennessee loses a game. We've now dropped a game. We beat Georgia, so no, Georgia's dropped a game.
Yep.
Texas is still undefeated, and likely they may run the table. So if they do, let's take them out of play. Is one loss? I think one loss gets you in. I think you're okay. The real question I think is going to come down to, because you look at Georgia. Georgia's got a ridiculous schedule the rest of the way. Georgia's still got. In fact, I think Georgia's got Texas still left.
I don't know if Georgia and Texas play.
Do they
I'll have
play?
to look. I don't think
Look
so.
that up and see real
Yeah.
quick. But looking at because we would have had that on Texas's schedule. But
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
Georgia's still got. They have
Oh, they
Tennessee.
do. October 19th, Texas.
Yeah,
7:30,
All right.
yeah,
So let's
they
say
do.
let's say, anyway, if Georgia's got 2 losses and those 2 losses are against Alabama and Texas, kind of hard to argue that they're not still one of the 12 best teams in the country.
It depends on how heavy they weigh records, because the Notre Dame hype. Let me throw the dark horse at you. Ready? I want to
yeah.
put a spot. Navy makes the playoffs.
Navy.
Wow.
I'm just messing around. Look,
That's
they're
a-
5-0 and they got to play Notre Dame.
Well,
And
so
if
is
the-
Duke, but I don't think Duke's making the playoffs
hey,
either.
I'm
so.
just saying, yeah. You might give Duke some props too. Look, if Kentucky gets in, I'm just saying. Anyway.
Well, is 2 losses going to do it? That's going to
yeah.
be the question.
I think that, unfortunately, if you're Georgia or Alabama or Texas or another huge name team, Ohio State, 2 losses, you can still get in the playoffs.
You think so?
I think so, but only if you're those guys.
That'd be awesome.
And I think that it's biased, but it has been biased. The playoffs have been biased. They have.
Yeah, absolutely.
The national championships have been biased.
Yeah.
There's plenty of So that happens for you if you're one of the top 5 in the past 5 years.
And that'll be interesting to see how this plays out, because
Yeah,
now
for sure.
with parity in the SEC, they could end up all just knocking each other out.
I
You
mean,
know?
it's possible.
I mean,
Yeah.
play out the example. Let's say that Georgia loses to Texas and Tennessee.
Okay.
That gives them.
That's 3?
No, I'm sorry. Just
Yeah.
Texas.
Just Texas,
Let's say
okay.
Georgia splits it.
All right.
Okay. Loses to Texas.
All right.
uh,
Beats Tennessee.
Beats Tennessee.
Gives
That
Tennessee
gives,
2
that gives
losses.
Tennessee 2 losses. Georgia's got 2 losses. Bama, who knows with them? But if they've only got 1 loss, let's just say. Well, no. Let's say Tennessee beats Bama.
Wow.
Alabama's got
Now
2
everybody-
losses.
then
You see what
they're
I'm saying?
They're all getting in.
Yeah.
I feel like they're all
So
getting
you
in.
think if everybody ends up with 2 losses, well, that's going to be hard for a team like, say, Duke goes 10-1, or Navy goes 10-1,
Exactly.
or
yeah.
whoever
Let's
goes
say Navy
10-1.
runs the table because they only have to play Notre Dame and Army are their hardest games, and Army's undefeated too, and is getting some votes for top 25. It's kind of wild.
Oh, wow.
Well,
let's say one of them is undefeated.
Okay.
Does it come? If it's a 2-loss Alabama versus an undefeated Navy, who gets in?
this is the Texas
You know?
Christian University scandal of a few years ago.
Yeah.
Where they,
That's
they
exactly
ran
right.
the table, but they really didn't play anybody.
Florida
great.
State last year,
Yeah, yeah.
undefeated Florida State, ACC champs, got left out.
And when we have given them those teams have made it in, slid in,
Yeah.
they usually get crushed in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true.
it's Ohio
Very
State being
true.
the exception.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun.
Well, it's
I'm
going to be
excited.
absolutely going to be fun. Speaking of fun, let's take another break and hear from the folks that make the hot dogs. Who are your buddies?
Yeah, Danny's Downtown Dogs again.
There it is.
Craving something truly unique and delicious? Look no further than Danny's Downtown Dogs in the heart of Suffolk. Introducing the legendary Suffolk Dog, a flavor explosion of hot dog, creamy peanut butter, and sweet, crispy candied bacon. It's a taste sensation that's sure to satisfy your cravings. Danny's Downtown Dogs isn't just about great food. It's about creating unforgettable memories. That's why they are proud to be named Best Hot Dog, Best Takeout, and Best Kid-Friendly Restaurant by the Suffolk News Herald. Come experience the magic of Danny's Downtown Dogs. They're your go-to spot for delicious food and friendly service. Visit them today or order online for pickup or Uber Eats. Satisfy your curiosity with the Suffolk Dog. Whether you're a local or just passing through, Danny's Downtown Dogs is the must-visit spot for hot dog lovers.
All right, Mizzou, UMass. Who you going with?
Oh, Mizzou, UMass is like one of the bottom 10 in the country.
All right, South Carolina, Alabama. I'm going back with Alabama. Maybe we get it back right. South Carolina, Alabama.
Sorry, yep, I'm going to go Alabama, unfortunately.
Texas at Oklahoma. Oklahoma pull the upset? Or
No, I'll give it to Texas, even with Quinn starting.
I got to agree with you there. Mississippi State, Georgia. I think Georgia runs all over them.
Yeah, for sure. Georgia's not going to lose to Mississippi State.
Florida at Tennessee. I'm going to go Tennessee on that.
Yeah, I'm going to give Tennessee that for sure. Coming back.
And then Ole Miss at LSU. This is the only one I really don't know. To me, you could toss a coin on this one. It's
I'm going to give it to Ole Miss.
okay.
I don't trust LSU's defense.
All right, tell you what, you go Ole Miss, and although I probably agree with you, I'm going to go LSU just to make it different.
All right.
So you go Ole Miss, I'll go LSU.
Yeah, we got to have some difference.
Yeah, we'll have one different. And all right, that's our picks for this week. We must have some guys on a bye, or we left somebody out, one or the other. But either way, our time is up. Hey, thanks again for joining. A couple thank yous. Thank you to our young producer El Jefe over there.
Filling
thank
in,
you
yep.
for
Good
filling
job.
in tonight. Did a great job. Thank you to Recovery Sports Grill as always. Thanks for all of you for listening. Thanks to Andy Talent for doing our music. We certainly appreciate that. And oh, by the way, hey, please like and subscribe when you get a chance. You're going to be able to find us on just about all social media platforms. If there's not there now, they will be within the next couple days.
We even made a TikTok. Getting carried away.
There you go.
Like and subscribe. Tell your friends.
There it is.